Hello and welcome to Froggity Frog Crochet and this stitch guide on how to make the interlocking shell stitch. So I absolutely adore this stitch. It's such a pretty stitch to do and looks its best if you use at least two colours to make it. So to start this stitch, you're going to need a foundation chain in multiples of 6 plus 1 plus 1 for your turning chain. So before we start our interlocking shell stitch, I've marked the first chain for my hook because that's going to count as the first stitch of the row. So in the third chain from my hook, I'm going to make a single crochet. So because the turning chain counts, that single crochet is the second stitch of the row. And then I'm going to make a single crochet in every chain across. So the first row of this is a single crochet row, and that's just to give our shells a nice solid base to sit on. So row 1 is just single crochet in every chain. So the interlocking shell stitch is a 2-row repeat, and it just makes shells that just nestle into each other. And this stitch really looks at its best if you're using 2 different colours to switch between every other row. Okay, so single crochet in the last stitch, and then we're going to turn and start our shells. So we turn, chain 1, and I'm going to make a double crochet turning chain in the first stitch. So this counts as the first stitch of the row. So I'll just pop a stitch marker in there. And then still working in that first stitch of the row, I'm going to make 2 double crochet. Now I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches, and in the following stitch I'm going to make a single crochet. Going to skip the next 2 stitches, and in the next stitch I'm going to make 5 double crochet. So these 5 double crochet all made in the same stitch and will be our first shell of the row, our first full shell. So the 3 stitches we have in our first stitch is a half shell. This will be our first full shell of the row. Okay, so after you finish those 5 double crochet, skip the next 2 stitches, and the next stitch make a single crochet. So this is the repeat of the row. You make a single crochet, skip 2 stitches, make 5 double crochet all in the next stitch, skip 2 stitches, and then repeat across the row. So I just made a single crochet, I now skip 2 stitches and make 5 double crochet in the next stitch. Three, 4, and 5. Then skip 2 stitches and make a single crochet. Okay, so when you get to the end of the row, after you've done a single crochet after the shell, you're going to skip 2 stitches, and then in the last stitch of the row you're going to make 3 double crochet. So you're going to start and end the row with these half shells. Okay, so what I should have done, so the last double crochet of that row, leave the last 2 loops on your hook and change colour. Bring in this yellow. So once you've got that in, turn and chain 1. That chain 1 secures the yarn. Just take that stitch marker out. And then we can begin row 3. So in this row, we're going to be making the shells that sit in that depression there. Okay, so we're going to make a single crochet in the first stitch of the row. Put that stitch marker in there. And then we're going to chain 2. So now we're going to make a double crochet 5 together. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, and we begin a double crochet, but leave the last 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. It's now 3 loops on your hook. And you continue doing this in each of the next 5 stitches. Each time you're going to add an extra loop to your hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, one more. Okay, so you should now have 6 loops on your hook. So you got half a double crochet in each of those 5 stitches. Yarn over, pull through all 6 loops. And that's a double crochet 5 together, and it creates the bottom half of a shell. So once you've done that, chain 2, and then single crochet in the next stitch, and that is going into the 3rd double crochet of the shell in the row below. And this makes a nice flat top. Chain 2, and then make another 5 double crochet 5 together in that dip there. So yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, another 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. So you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So keep going, adding an extra loop each time into each of the 5 stitches. So you have 6 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 6 loops, and chain 2. And then into the next stitch, which is the 3rd stitch of the shell in the row below, the middle one, make a single crochet. And then chain 2. And then you keep doing that all the way until the end of the row. So when you get to your last one, when you're doing your 5, 2 together, it's going to be in the second to last stitch that you make the last of the 5 stitches of your double crochet 5 together. So you chain 2, and then you single crochet in the last stitch of the row. So we're going to keep the same colour for row 4, but you've got this nice flat top after row 3. So I'd always recommend finishing the stitch on a repeat of row 3, so you got the nice flat top. But let's turn and start row 4. So we're going to turn and chain 1. And we're going to make a double crochet turning chain in the first stitch of the row. Stitch marker. And then we're going to make 2 double crochet in the same stitch. So essentially this is a repeat of row 2, but we're going to be making it into our shells. So it's just about where the stitch placement is. So now we're going to skip the chain 2 space, and we're going to make a single crochet into the top of the double crochet 5 together, which is there. But if I'm honest, I actually prefer making it there, because I feel like that makes more sense. But that's in the chain, in part of the chain space. So technically it should go there. I have to admit though, I do prefer making it there. To me that makes more sense, but technically speaking it should go there. So we'll do it properly for the video. Okay, so after your single crochet, we're going to skip the chain space, and in the single crochet we're going to make 5 double crochet. So we're going to make a shell. 2, 3, 4, and 5, all in that single crochet. So then we skip the chain 2 and make a single crochet in the top of the double crochet 5 together. So looking like this, so we're starting to get this wavy line come through. So this nice wave of shells. Skip the chain 2 and into the single crochet, make 5 double crochet. Okay, so that's the repeat for row 4. It's single crochet into the top of the double crochet 5 together. Skip the chain 2 space, make 5 double crochet into the single crochet, skip the chain 2 space. And that leads us to another single crochet. And you repeat that all the way to the end of the row. So once I've made my single crochet into that last double crochet 5 together, I skip the chain space, and then in the last stitch of the row I'm going to make 3 double crochet. 2 and 3, but I'm going to leave the last 2 loops on my hook, and I'm going to carry up the yarn from row 2 and change colour and begin the next row. So you can carry your yarns for this stitch, so you don't end up with too many ends, which is really handy. But you will get this lovely undulating line between the colour changes, which is what makes this stitch so good to use with multiple colours. So I recommend changing colours every 2 rows. So to carry on with the interlocking shell, you're going to repeat rows 3 and 4, but you want to finish on a repeat of row 3, so you get that nice flat top edge. And there is your stitch guide on how to crochet the interlocking shell stitch. I would love to see what you make with this stunning stitch. Please do come and show us over in our Facebook group, Froggity Frogs Ribbit and Stitch. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more crochet stitches, free crochet patterns, and hints and tips as well. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time for the next video. Bye for now.